All right, welcome back. So the NBA season is right around the corner, and today we met with this year's edition of the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs held their annual media day this morning at the Victory Capital Performance Center. Sports anchor Nate Ryan was there taking it all in. He joins us now with his early thoughts on the silver and black. Take it away, Nate.
Yeah, Sarah, Media Day every year has always been kicked off by some variation of a Greg Popovich quip and refusal to set preseason expectations. But for the first time in 30 years, someone other than Popovich gave the opening statement. It is indeed the Mitch Johnson era in San Antonio. And while he didn't lay out any expectations, he didn't have to. The Spurs right now hold the second longest playoff drought in the NBA. 6 years since the last postseason appearance. Snapping that is considered the minimum. Keldon Johnson has been with the team for all 6 of those losing seasons. Cowboy Keldon there. He's the longest tenured Spur at just 25. Of course, a full season of De'Aaron Fox, who came over from the Sacramento Kings at last year's trade deadline. Fox told us today that he likely will not be ready for opening night. A right hamstring injury will sideline him for the preseason and probably the first week of the regular season. But of course, the main attraction, the return of Victor Wembanyama, who is fully cleared for basketball after a blood clot in his shoulder shut him down last February. Victor, if you can believe this, is listed an inch taller at 7'4" than he was last season. My biggest takeaway, Victor looks like a fully grown man, much more muscular, much more mature than the last time we saw him. I asked him about his workout regimen this summer, and Victor made clear just how the hard work paid off.
My training this summer, it was brutal. It's been months. The first part of it was first coming back and rehabbing and getting my abilities back, and after that it was just so much developing, and I've spent, I can assure you nobody has trained like I did this summer, and this is my best summer so far. I can tell the progress is just incredible. I feel better, I look stronger, and the scale says I'm heavier, so everything is a green light.
Yeah, Victor saying that nobody has trained harder. Sarah, that's scary news for the rest of the NBA sitting at home watching Spurs Media Day.
Practice, practice, practice. It makes you better.
That's
and
right.
By the way,
showing him off.
I think he's been a fully grown man for a while now. Have you stood next to Victor?
Yeah, with the beard stubble, though, he does look like, if possible, he does look like a lot older and a lot more mature.
Yes, I can't believe he's just 22, and I can't believe Keldon Johnson has been with us already for 6 years. My gosh, time flies.
He's the old head.
Exciting season. All right, Nate, thank you.
Over here.
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm great. Did you do anything interesting this summer?
Yeah. I did a lot of interesting things, and you didn't see all of them, but you saw more than I'd like.
What was if you had to pick a favorite?
My favorite was probably, going to NASA and checking out all the stuff I'm passionate about from the inside.
What, the training with the monks, what did you learn or take from that?
So training with the monks was an incredible experience. First of all, the culture shock of just being in China, even before reaching the temple at all. It's so interesting and and very surprising. I really loved it, and the training with the monks itself in the temple, incredible experience. Very much out of my comfort zone. It was my intent from the start, but that's probably as far a physical activity as I'm used to doing. So it really paid off in terms of training, and as a life experience, it's as a curious person, it's just great.
What made it outside your comfort zone?
Oh, because it's movements. In terms of pure training, it's movements that I or NBA players, in general, we're not used to do. It's so first of all, it's like physical activity, which is not a team sport, and like kicks. I don't know if I had ever thrown a kick seriously before. And all this kind of stuff.
They're not moves you can use on the court, though.
I can't. I can, but just once.
Victor, on one hand, you're coming off this possibly traumatic experience of possibly losing your career to seeing the world and doing these things with monks and going to NASA. How are you able to compartmentalize those two different feelings and how would you describe just your mental state through all of this from last February to you sitting here right now?
So just so I understand, please explain compartmentalize.
The basketball side of it and the seeing the world side of it.
Oh, so the traumatic experience you talked about is very much linked to all the stuff I've done this summer. There's this will obviously to come back and rehab and be better to become even better than before. But there's also a big feeling that life isn't forever, and there are some experiences we're gonna miss on. It's inevitable, but I'm gonna miss on the least of him that I can. I want to experience the most, and this is something that I wanted to do. And I'm not, just because I'm in the NBA, I'm not gonna keep myself from doing it. I want to experience those things.
Just to be clear, I'm understanding you. Did the health scare sort of prompt you to want to do more of that stuff?
Yeah, for sure. To want to do more of this stuff and to not keep myself from doing stuff. And this works for every fields of life, from being a public person to being a professional athlete. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to do the things I want to do as a human.
It sounds like it's been kind of a profound experience for you then to reevaluate things.
The temple or the thrombosis?
Both.
Yeah, of course. It's life-changing. Spending so much time in hospitals and around doctors and hearing more bad news than I wish I heard. Of course, it's as you said, it's traumatic, but in the long run, I think it's going to be very beneficial because even though I don't wish it on nobody, it makes you understand lessons that nothing else could have made you understand.
Hey, Victor back here. You look much stronger, I think, than the last time we saw you. Your biceps are popping a little bit more. Just how much, you got the camera, flex it up. How much muscle exactly do you think you've added since the last time we saw you on the court? And what did your workout regimen look like this summer to get in that shape?
So I added a lot, of pure mass, first of all, but you should ask the medical staff that are like all the scans and stuff, but of course I've added muscle mass. And my training this summer, it was brutal, it's been months. The first part of it was first like coming back and rehabbing and getting my abilities back, and after that it was just so much developing, And I've spent, I can assure you nobody has trained like I did this summer, and this is my best summer so far. Like I can tell the progress is just incredible. I feel better, I look stronger, and the scale says I'm heavier, so everything is a green light.
How do you think that's going to impact your game, being a lot stronger this
year? Oh, it's impacted it already. I've seen it in the runs I've done this summer, or even here in San Antonio. I'm so much more under control, and my conditioning has gotten so much better. But that comes at a price, And what I've done this summer, it's world class. Even in the field of professional sports, I don't think many people have trained the way we've trained this summer.
Are you eating a lot more? Has your diet changed in any way?
I'm still eating a lot, but obviously I don't think I'll be obese anytime soon. But I've been eating a lot, but eating a lot has been a focus for years. So it's progressively.
Victor, Vic, given the time off, do you feel like you need to play a little more in the preseason, or is it just going to be like it has been in the last couple of years?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Given the time off
you
had, do you feel like you should play more in the preseason?
So I feel like I need to play basketball now. Obviously, I've played basketball almost all summer, but I've done on my body. There's only so many steps that I'm gonna pass this summer. Like I'm only gonna get so much better. I think I've maxed out what I could do in one summer, and now I need to play basketball and work on my skills and as a team, tactically. So yeah, I want to play, and I need to. I miss it.
And Jeremy and Stefan both mentioned, used the word scary to describe the team's defensive potential. Do you think that has the potential to be the identity of this team, a really good defensive?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, my goal is to set standards. We've started to set them in here in the gym, but from the first game of the season, even in preseason, this is a non-negotiable. It's not something. It's not something you can't do if you want to be a part of our team, and we're going to hold each other accountable. We know the coach is going to hold us accountable, and it doesn't matter your status. Defense is non-negotiable.
Vic, you anticipate I know you were cleared by the team in the league, you anticipate being ready for opening night?
Yeah, of course. I mean, just being in the arena with fans is going to, I anticipate it, and I'm so excited. I miss it so much.
Victor, you mentioned that being at NASA was your favorite part of the summer. Just going back to NASA really quickly, there's so many facets of NASA, whether it's space exploration, planetary science. What was your favorite aspect of going to visit NASA?
My favorite aspect, so there was a few, but meeting astronauts that either have been to space or are going to, and legends amongst them. I also went to Axiom, the spacesuit company. I met Peggy Whitson, which has the highest time spent in space by an American, and many other great people. But so that was one of my favorite aspects, and the other one was probably just just like a kid, seeing the machines and the aircraft, everything that's a replica of what's actually in space or going to space. That was incredible.
One of the reasons why kids love outer space is because NASA kind of has that mindset that you can do anything beyond expectations of what people believe. How do you apply that with the NBA?
I can definitely see a parallel for sure. It's an interesting thought, yeah.
Vic, we hear a lot. We hear a lot about you as the alien Ray. What did you learn about yourself as a human being this summer?
I learned a lot more than I could tell in just one interview. But as I said, learned many lessons and things that I'm never gonna forget because they're marked in my body. And as I said, I'm at the end of the day, I'm grateful of what I learned, and I'm grateful that I'm passing those steps, in my life, in my career and as a person.
Vic, over here. Have you had to change any of your routine since the thoracic outlet thrombosis with your right shoulder? Was there any causation there of something that you were doing that you've had to change so that there's not re-injury?
So I don't know where you heard that it's a thoracic outlet thrombosis, but it was definitely a DVT. But I have new routines for sure, and done a lot of job of rehab. But it's I've changed routines, especially in terms of. It's not really related to this. It's the way I want it to work. For example, just one example, I've done much more conditioning in game-like situations. Before, I might have focused more on being able to spend more time in the court and maybe do conditioning in the bike or in the pool. And this summer I chose to do something much more violent, which is conditioning on the court, game-like situations. And maybe that takes away from some time I can spend on shooting the basketball, but it doesn't matter. I wanted to get my body right.
Vic, how was being part of, over here to your right, how was it being a part of the fan section tryouts, and how excited are you about your idea coming to full form?
That was so interesting. It was really fun. And what we took away from this is I'm very hopeful. I've met with the group of we've selected the most how do you say, like, dedicated of them, And we have a real organization now and since a few days, it's not my project anymore. They've got it in their hands, and it's going to grow into something great.
Vic, when you look at the additions this offseason and then the continued growth of your nucleus, do you look at this year as the opportunity to take that next step, a chance for the team to get back into the playoffs?
Of course, yeah, it's the goal. And yeah, of course, yeah. Unfortunately, I wish it was already last season, but I realize more and more that there are some things that no matter how hard you try, it takes time and it takes maturity.
Two of the additions over here, from the offseason were Kelly Olynyk and Luke Cornett, two big men. What do you make of them, and how might they make your life easier and the team's life easier?
I mean, veterans, they know the league really well, and it's, they will have an important role for us for sure. I haven't gotten to play with Kelly yet, but Luke has been great here in the gym. Playing with and against him has been really interesting, and I know for sure both of them are gonna help us really much.
Does it give you a little bit of maybe optimism that you guys can keep up the rim defense even when you're off the floor now that you've got Cornett here?
Oh yeah, I mean, with Luke, it's not even optimism, it's necessity. It's our combination of both of us, but also whether he's on the court or not, or I'm on the court or not, we will need to have some of the best rim protection in the league, for sure, the best.
Having been cleared by both the team and the league, is there any lingering concern at all that this could recur, or what's kind of your long-term prognosis there?
No, not at all. It's so medically there's no concern at all, and how to say, as my own personal worries, I'm way past that. It's been months since I've been feeling confident, as much in the movement as in the way my body works, my physiology.
Hey Vic, we've seen you rocking Nike B's featuring your hand-drawn alien on the tongue alongside the basketball alien logo Nike's been using in promos. Can you clarify which is actually your logo, and how does it feel seeing fans already excited for a potential Nike Wemby One potential signature shoe?
So I don't have a logo or a signature shoe yet, so simple as that.
So no signature logo at all, like
No.
Those of us who have gone to Japan, go to China, you get this kind of perspective shift. And I'm wondering, as you spent your time there, you see how every day can be a little bit different than how we do things here. How did that shape the way you did your everyday practice when you came back here? And what lessons from that are you taking into how you even see your role as a basketball player?
It definitely expands, my, of course, the vision of the world, and makes you understand people better. But I don't know if I could tell you a specific phrase or lesson that I get from this, but it's interesting experiences that make you grow as a person in general.
Bonjour Victor.
Salut.
Cet été, tu as passé du temps avec des légendes de la NBA, avec KG, avec Hakeem Olajuwon, tu as posté ça notamment. Tu peux expliquer pourquoi tu as décidé de les rencontrer eux et qu'est-ce que tu as appris en fait à leur contact?
Pourquoi? Parce que c'est... Voilà, avant cet été, je voulais préparer vraiment un été de très haut niveau, et je me suis posé la question, on s'est posé la question avec mon entourage, voilà, qui pouvait m'apporter le plus parmi certains joueurs, ceux qui sont dispo aussi, et ceux avec qui on a des contacts. Et donc j'ai passé du temps notamment avec eux, et c'était extrêmement bénéfique. J'ai appris tellement de choses, parfois en peu de temps, mais c'était super intéressant.
Et deuxième, tu as dit que tu serais du coup prêt pour le premier match de la saison. Est-ce qu'il y a quand même un processus un peu de montée en puissance progressive? Et du coup, ça veut dire, est-ce que tu pourras jouer en gros le scrimmage de samedi et les matchs de pré-saison, normalement?
Ouais, bien sûr. Ça fait quelques semaines que je suis revenu je suis revenu à 100% et que même je m'améliore par rapport à avant. Donc oui, je suis prêt.
Salut Victor.
Salut.
Une question pour France Télévisions. Alors j'ai peut-être te faire répéter parce que c'est important pour nous de t'avoir en français. En quoi ta blessure t'a permis de prendre du recul sur la vie au final et sur ta carrière? Parce qu'à la fin, ça reste que du basket. Est-ce que tu peux revenir un peu sur la manière dont tu as vécu ta blessure?
Bien sûr. Donc évidemment, l'annonce d'une blessure comme ça, même d'une maladie, c'est très dur et c'est un peu assommant même au début, mais vivre ces expériences, même si je le souhaite à personne, ça apporte des enseignements qu'on ne peut pas avoir autrement. Et des leçons, même si on le sait tous, on nous le répète sans arrêt, que la vie c'est court, ça va vite, etc. Avant d'être confronté directement à ça, on s'en rend pas forcément compte. Et voilà, donc je pense que au final, mon ressenti sur toute cette expérience, sur tous ces mois, parce que ça fait quand même un moment, c'est que cette expérience, ça sera bénéfique pour moi, parce que ça m'a fait passer des caps que j'aurais pas passé autrement, ou peut-être pas aussi rapidement.
Et deuxième question, à quoi tu aspires cette saison? Et je crois qu'au premier Media Day, tu nous disais que tu avais des papillons dans le ventre. Est-ce que tu retrouves un peu cette sensation de nouvelles découvertes, de nouveaux départs?
Bien sûr. C'est l'attente de rien que d'être sur le terrain de la saison, évidemment, mais rien que d'être sur le terrain, je disais plutôt de voir les fans, d'entendre le bruit de la salle, etc. C'est presque insoutenable, quoi. Ça fait plusieurs semaines que je tiens plus en place. Je regarde mes highlights et tout. Ça me manque.
Bonjour Victor. Vous avez eu des mots assez forts sur vos progrès et la qualité de l'entraînement de cet été. Donc c'est assez intriguant vu votre niveau que vous aviez déjà avant, le niveau que vous aviez déjà avant. Est-ce que vous pouvez développer un peu là-dessus? Qu'est-ce que vous avez travaillé et à quel point vous êtes pressé d'appliquer ça en situation réelle de match? Qu'est-ce que ça va donner?
Donc les plus gros progrès, vraiment, c'est au niveau de mon corps. Parce que pour moi, pour moi, il y a une différence entre jouer en se sentant bien et jouer en étant fatigué. Et sur mes premières saisons NBA, ce qui est normal, c'est le cas de tous les rookies, mais c'est dur de maintenir le rythme sur 82 matchs. Et honnêtement, je pense que mon corps il est prêt aujourd'hui. Et c'est là que je me rends compte que peut-être mon corps n'était même pas forcément prêt avant, en fait. Et que je me sens tellement bien sur le terrain aujourd'hui que ça me rassure d'autant plus sur le travail qui a été fait cet été. C'était douloureux, c'était extrêmement dur. C'était vraiment en dehors de ma zone de confort, mais ça a payé.
Quelques moves en plus dans votre équipe?
Ouais, bien sûr. Ça, c'est toujours le cas. De toute façon, c'est toujours le cas, même si, en toute honnêteté, je m'inquiète pas. Et cet été, je me suis pas inquiété sur ma capacité à jouer au basket. Je sais que je sais jouer au basket. Et les progrès niveau basket que j'ai à faire, c'est surtout niveau, pour moi, tactique. Plus sélection de shoot, etc. Mieux connaître le jeu. Mais j'ai confiance en ma capacité à jouer au basket. Par contre, je sais que j'ai encore un potentiel inexploité au niveau de mon corps. Et je pense qu'on a, pour la période que j'ai eue cet été, je pense qu'on l'a exploité au maximum. Merci.